Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to your Health and Wellness Corner. I hope that you all are doing better this week than last. This is our second week of online distance learning, so I am hopeful and optimistic that this week is better than last week. I again am hopeful that you all are transitioning a little bit better, that there are less frustrations and less challenges, and more smiles and more wisdom this week. As we continue in this transition time, I'm sure that there are still challenges and we're all still trying to manage and maintain as best as possible. And so this week, I wanted to come to you all and just talk about balance, particularly work-life balance. And so I will share that this message today will be more targeted and specific for parents and for teachers and for faculty as well, because work-life balance is something that we all can sometimes struggle with. We can struggle with that just in our regular day-to-day routine when there is not a challenging time. And I will definitely acknowledge that right now we are experiencing an unprecedented time at the current time. As always, there will be a document, a tip sheet that will accompany this video, and so please reference that sheet as well. So with our work-life balance topic today, as you hear, there is a work component and then there is a life component. And just so to cut down on the video, I'm just going to talk about some work aspects of this balance. One of the things with work-life balance aspects, it can just be challenging because with our work-life schedule, we have to balance sometimes a heavy workload. We have to balance right now homeschool because our kids are at home. So as parents, we have to balance that aspect. We have to balance our relationships. We have to balance activities. We have to balance just the demands of work as well. That can sometimes be stressful and overwhelming. And so trying to just manage all of that can be a lot. And oftentimes there is no balance there, and there is nothing healthy about that at all. And so the goal is to be healthy and then find some balance. And so in all of this, as I shared last week, we wanted to minimize stress. So the goal here also is to find a work-life balance that minimizes stress. And then we are also just healthy as an outcome of that as well. So, in looking at some things that we can do just in terms of the work aspect, and again, we are looking at work, meaning work in our home, so in our home space. And the first thing that I want to acknowledge and mention, for this to be successful, we need to be able to separate, okay, when I start work and then when I end work and then I have my home life. So we need to make sure that we are having that boundary between my work and my home. So that's the first thing. And so once we have established that, we can start getting into what work looks like. And so looking at our workspace. So first, just setting some manageable goals each day as far as work is concerned. Now, I understand again, we are in this new era of things in terms of establishing work goals for ourselves, but just try to start just with a list of things that you desire to accomplish for work. Now, at home, there's going to be some more distractions than likely, or that there used to be when you were at work, but still try and establish some goals by setting a to-do list for what you would like to accomplish for that day while you're working from home. And even if you just start off with like a small to-do list, that's okay too. Just give yourself time and opportunity to get those things done and make the needed adjustments as you go along, and then take care of the most important things on your list first. The next thing and the next tip I want to give you is try and be as efficient as possible with your time, at work, during the work part of your day. Because you're at home, sometimes we can tend to procrastinate because sometimes we get distracted and then we start doing something else and we start looking around. Try as best as possible to just focus on your work task that you have to do. Sometimes if you have a big project, sometimes it's literally like outlining, doing small things first, doing small tasks first towards those bigger projects. And if you need to, infuse in some small rewards. So if you have to give like yourself a 5-minute break once you accomplish a set of tasks, do that. Get a healthy treat or go for a walk after you accomplish some of those small tasks. Go ahead and do that as well. If you find that your schedule is not as ideal, make some adjustments to your schedule and talk to your supervisor about making some adjustments to your schedule. That's helpful as well. Another tip, ask for flexibility. During this time, we are all trying to find out what works best for us, and we may not know right away. So try out some things, be flexible, ask for flexibility, whatever works best at this time for you, for your family, and for also having productivity or increasing productivity. Ask for flexibility. The next tip, take 5. So that means taking a break. When we were at work, we took breaks, whether that was getting up, going to get some water, filling your water bottle, whether that was getting a cup of coffee, getting some tea. Do the same thing at home as well. Take a break. That is helpful. That helps to minimize stress, clear your mind, and helps you to make better decisions as you're planning at work. Tune in. That's the next tip. So if you are a person that can listen to music and that helps you, sometimes it can be upbeat music, sometimes it can be calming and relaxing music. I know for me at work, I have a calming meditation type music that I listen to, and actually sometimes when I pick up my laptop and I take it with me, it just stays wherever I go. And so if I would go into another meeting space, it would be there as well. But do that at home. If you're the type who likes upbeat music, do that at home. On your breaks, you can even dance and have a dance party on your break. That's helpful. And of course, many studies show that music helps to just minimize stress just in your everyday life and have a lot of health benefits. So remember to do that during your work day at home as well. One thing that will be really helpful during this time is communicating effectively. We are doing a lot of emails and communicating via email and doing Zoom requests. Make sure that you are communicating honestly and effectively with your colleagues and with your supervisors. Sometimes if things are getting overwhelming for you, communicate those things. If you have tasks that you're not able to complete as you thought you were going to, communicate those things. An important part to that is try to also suggest solutions, and alternatives to those things, as opposed to just complaining about things, because that doesn't help to minimize stress. That usually increases other stress loads as well. Sometimes, you might need to vent, however, and that is something that during this time happens. Seek the appropriate outlet for that is what I will remind you of. I know in our particular environment, that can be me. I can be that person as an outlet. But in your environment, understand who that is or what that may be, who your person is. You can have a go-to person for an outlet, but understand which person that might be. And then lastly, for your workplace environment, in terms of the work aspect of work-life balance, right now, just understand that in this time, and in this time especially, please just give yourself patience and give yourself grace. No one is perfect. Sometimes we have plans, and we have plans in our minds. We have plans that we have written on paper. And then once we put that plan into action and we execute that plan, it does not come out the way that we expected. And so please Give yourself a break. Understand that you are human and you are just doing the best that you can, and your best at that time with the information that you have or the information that you had, that was what you thought and that was the best that you knew at that time. So just please give yourself a break. So for now, those are my workplace tips in terms of work-life balance at home right now. And then what I will do in my next video blog is give you the home side. And so again, I'm here and I'm available for support. All that you have to do is email me, send me a Zoom request, and I will gladly respond with any supports that I can offer to you. As always, I wish you positive health and emotional wellness. Please take care.